All right, welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We've got a massive 15-game slate in the NBA as we come to a close, getting close to the All-Star break. So yeah, let's talk about all these. Recap from yesterday, decent day. We went 5-3, 3-1 college, 2-2 in the NBA. So, all right, let's plow through these, and then I've got a lot of best bets. But really, obviously, a big slate. So let's get into this here. For the first game on the card is going to be the Spurs and the Celtics. We see the Spurs getting 8.5 on the road. Celtics, they've been playing okay, man, but I don't love it. I love the Spurs lineup, man. I think the Aaron Fox has just been a very, very nice injection into this offense. Give me the Spurs plus 8.5. I like this play. Over under of 233.5. Lean over there. Pacers and the Wizards. We see the Pacers minus 9.5. Nothing we haven't seen against the Wizards. Not going to play this. I would lean Pacers minus 9.5. Wizards are just an atrocious team. Over under of 239.5. Slight lean towards the over, but not a game I want to touch. The only prop I really was potentially looking at here was Tyrese Halliburton over rebounds and assists. He's got a good spot to get rebounds. I just don't trust the guy. That's really kind of what it comes down to. So that's why I did not make the card. Bilal Coulibaly over 3.5 assists was another one I looked at. But again, just don't trust this team. All right, next game, Hornets and the Magic. Really don't have anything in this one from a player's prop perspective. What I want to keep an eye on is Miles Bridges over rebounds and assists. If we look without LaMelo, he just absolutely crushes his rebounds and assist line. Assist props at 3.5, but it's pretty heavily juiced. Rebound and assist lines at 11.5. I'm kind of curious if that might come down to 10.5. So it's one I'm going to wait, but there is really good value now if you feel pretty confident about that to take the over. Hornets getting 12.5 on the road. Not a spread I want to touch. I would slight lean towards the Hornets plus 12.5. Over under of 203.5. I would lean towards the over. But typically when you get over unders this low, system play is take the under. It typically hits more often than not, but just nothing I want to touch there. All right, Cavs and the Raptors. We might see RJ Barrett back. We might see Jakob Poeltl back. This is when I want to wait on the lines. We were on Scotty Barnes over 7.5 rebounds. That cashed pretty easily for us. That was a third quarter cash, so sitting good there. Thought about running it back. This Cavs team do give up rebounds, and the Raptors at home, pretty good. Last time the Raptors played the Cavs at home, they almost beat them. They were actually winning halfway through the fourth quarter, and then they just kind of had a meltdown. So Raptors plus 13.5. I like this line. It's one you could grab it early. I think this drops down pretty precipitously if we do see Barrett and Poeltl play. So it's kind of one of those you got to pick if you want to get on it or not. Over under of 236.5. Lean over in this game. Hawks and the Knicks. This is one where we need to see kind of who's going to sit. This is a back-to-back for the Knicks, right? Does Karl Anthony Towns sit? Josh Hart. One play that I did put on my card later in the evening was Josh Hart over 9.5 rebounds. Paired that up with Tyus Jones over 6.5 assists. So that was a nice little two-leg that cash for us. Hawks plus 8.5. Man, I hate this Hawks team right now. I hate the way they look. It's just bad. Dyson Daniels is kind of the only bright spot on this team. So I do like his over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. But ultimately choosing this game, take Atlanta plus 8.5. Knicks on a back-to-back. So I can see that. 76ers and the Nets. Nets looked really good in their last game. 76ers not going to have Embiid tonight, so I really have no faith in them. Give me the Nets plus 2.5. Don't mind taking a money line either. Over under 212.5. Not one I want to touch. Very slight lean towards the under 212.5. Kings and the Pelicans should be a good game. We're seeing a tight spread of 4.5. Give me the Kings minus 4.5. I know the Pelicans at home a little bit better. Zion, will he play? Will he just be a lazy piece of shit? I don't know. I do love DeBontis over 14.5 rebounds in this one. He's absolutely torched them in 2 games already this season. I think he had 20 and 16 against them. So love the spot here. Malik Monk assist, man, they finally caught up. It's at 7.5. Little rich to take right now, in my opinion. Pelican side of the ball, I love CJ McCollum over 2.5 threes. That's when you could ladder up to 4, maybe 5. He's got a great spot to hit threes. It's just Trey Murphy sometimes steals some of those 3-point shots, but man, he's got a beautiful matchup today for that. Heat and the Thunder. We see the Heat getting 13.5 on the road. I would lean Thunder minus 13.5. I hate this Heat team. They just look so bad. I mean, Ware and Adebayo, that's kind of an interesting mix. Hero should be back. Thunder, I like the almost took Shea over 5.5 assists. He's such a ball hog, let's be honest. Counting on him to get assists is just a scary proposition, but he has a great matchup to get assists. I just don't necessarily trust that he'll pass the ball. One thing I do like is Hartenstein over 11.5 boards. He'd give up a ton of boards to centers. Even with Holmgren in the lineup, we've seen he's still going to get his rebounds. So I like that spot there. Ultimately, soft lean towards the Thunder, minus 13.5 if you love taking big spreads. Over under of 218.5. I would lean over, but again, you got to trust the Heat to make threes, which is not something I like doing. Next game, Pistons and the Bulls. We see the Pistons minus 5.5 on the road against the Bulls. Bulls have not looked great. Pistons have been doing a pretty good job, especially when you consider they don't have Jaden Ivey. Love Cade Cunningham here to go over 9.5 assists. He's absolutely torched them in 2 of 3 games. So I like this line here. Give me the Pistons minus 5.5. Bigger lean towards the over 236.5 here. Bucks and the T-Wolves. Bucks plus 6.5. No Giannis. So no Giannis really makes me not want to take the Bucks. But 6.5 is pretty good spread. So I'd actually lean Bucks plus 6.5. I think Ant and Lillard kind of go off tonight. Suns and the Rockets. We see the Suns plus 6.5. Sengun is a game time decision. We don't have Van Vliet. There's some injuries on the Rockets side of the ball. I would lean Suns plus 6.5. Even though they're on a back-to-back, I feel like the Rockets feel like they haven't played in forever. So actually like the Suns that come out kind of hot in this one. Slight lean towards the money line here at plus 200. Trailblazers and the Nuggets. We see the Trailblazers getting 11.5 on the road. Nuggets. Absolutely. I love the Nuggets in this spot. DeAndre Ayton, impressive performance last time. Managed to not get a single rebound through the first half. That was pretty cool for a center. So give me the Nuggets here, minus 11.5. They're just bad. Over 232.5 as well. Lakers and the Jazz. We see Lakers minus 8.5. They absolutely blew out the Jazz in LA. So now they're traveling to Utah. I kind of like taking the opposite here. Jazz plus 8.5. I like it at home. Jazz are a better team, but you've got the Luka effect as well. So it kind of scares me off. Not one I really want to bet. I think the Lakers ultimately win. I'm just hoping it's a little bit tight. I do love Walker Kessler over 11.5 rebounds. You can also look at John Collins as well. He torched them last game, but Kessler, we've been just riding his rebound line all season. He's been cashing for us so much. Collier, I was looking at his rebounds and assists. We were on that last game. It's a little high now, starting to catch up. His assist is at 8.5. I still think he probably hits it, but his rebounds at 3.5 was really more what I was looking at. I think he gets at least 4 boards in this game. So that's probably the better angle to take versus the rebounds and assist. Warriors and the Mavericks. We see the Warriors getting 5.5 against the Mavs. No Daniel Gafford. I think he's going to be out until at least after the All-Star break. Could look like a PJ Washington rebounds. This is just not a game I want to touch personally. I would lean Warriors minus 5.5. You could look at Jimmy Butler over his points plus assist. I think that's a good avenue to take as well. That almost made the card. Last game on the card, Grizz and the Clippers. So this one, plus 4.5 for the Grizz. I like the Clippers minus 4.5 at home, man. They're just a strong team. So I would lean towards the Clippers here. I think they're a pretty damn good team. Over under of 237.5. It's kind of a light over under for a Grizz team, but the Clippers do play better defense. So I would lean towards the over still in this contest. All right, let's get some plays, get you guys on your way. So first play on the card today is going to be Jason Tatum. Under 6.5 assists. He is under this in 6 of his last 10 games. Spurs allow the 7th fewest assists to forwards. So I like him to go under today. I think we're getting this line because Brown may be out. We're not sure, but it's still just too high in my opinion. Next one, Chris Paul over 6.5 assists. He's over this in 5 of his last 6 versus Boston. He's over this in 9 of his last 10. He's over this in 16 of his last 20. I know De'Aaron Fox is kind of causing this number to come down, but he's still hitting it. So I love this spot for him. Fox's line's at 5.5 at like minus 154, I believe. So pretty juice there, getting good value on Chris Paul. Next play is going to be Dyson Daniels over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. He doesn't have an amazing matchup here, but he is over this in 8 of his last 10. I do think he should have some opportunities here. I think Okongwu is going to be very busy trying to guard Cat. Cat does like to float out to the perimeter, so I do think guys like Hart and Daniels could have a good day. Almost ran back Josh Hart rebounds as well. Next play is going to be Dame over 27.5 points. He's over this in 5 of 6 without Giannis this season. Another good angle I almost took was his PRAs. You could get that at 39.5 on DraftKings, but it's like minus 125. He's not missed that line without Giannis this season. He's 6 for 6 on the PRAs, but I think he's going to show off tonight. I think him and Ant are just going to have a little one-on-one tonight. Who can score the most points? Next play is Hartenstein over 11.5 rebounds. He's over this in 8 of his last 10. Similar players are over in 11 of 15 versus Miami. So we've just got a good hit right here. And then Sabonis over 14.5 rebounds. He's had 20 and 16 versus the Pelicans this season. Pelicans are dead last in rebounds allowed to the center position. I know 14.5 is high, but for a guy like Sabonis, I mean, he could definitely get 20. So this is one I've even thought about laddering up to 20. CJ McCollum over 2.5 3-pointers. It's juiced at minus 145. You could take it up to like 4+, 5+. This is definitely a ladder opportunity. Sacramento 27th in threes allowed to the guard position. He's over this in 7 of his last 10. He's over this in 7 of 13 versus Sacramento. So we've got great hit rates here. Cade Cunningham over 9.5 assists. He's had 10, 15, and 7 versus Chicago this season. The 7 was a bit of an anomaly. He had the potentials to get way more than that. Chicago dead last in assists allowed to the power point guard position. So got to play this here at 9.5. I actually thought this was going to be 10.5. I imagine at some point it jumps to 10.5 today. Last play on the card, Walker Kessler over 11.5 rebounds. So he just had 12 versus the Lakers. I know it was tight, but I'm trusting him to get it, especially at home. He's still got a great matchup. Nothing's really changed. So love that spot here. All right, so that is going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite play is down below. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. I'll be posting college plays in there later today. So appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.